Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for March Comes in Like a Lion, chapter 197. When we last left our heroes, Akari's little mini arc went to a really, perfect climax, as she brought a new light to the part of town where this construction was going on, and where she's been setting up this sort of street vendor thing. I don't know the exact word for everything that's been happening in the past few chapters. And we get some reflections on Akari, which is what I wanted in the all arc, and when we got it, it was wonderful. To see her what cooking means to her, and why it is so important to her, that it is calling back to those, bygone days. And that if those days are going to leave, she will recreate them. It's very wonderful, very warm, very wholesome. It's a damn good... It was an arc I was critical of for the longest time, and it blew me away in the end. But I've heard that this chapter is taking us back to Kiriyama and Shimada and Nikaido, and you know I love my boy. So let's dive right on into the Untitled Chapter 197. Though our picture here, our cover calls to mind a lot of Akari's covers. That time of year has finally arrived. The winter season is here. Yeah, it sure is. Looking outside. But anyway, we open on Shimada in what looks like a subway tunnel or something. As the echoing sound of the bell rang out, I realized I'd forgotten something. But I couldn't retrieve it. If I missed this train, then I would lose everything else. He's at a subway platform. I'm not quite sure what exactly this is getting at. Definitely something larger than, a missing item. There's a metaphor here for Shimada's career. I'm assuming the else is his career. Though what exactly he forgot, I think is also a lot more, more thematic than anything else. I weighed the two choices. And we see he runs down the subway platform. And I decided... And now this is all revealed to be a dream. I think, while asleep, we see it's 8 a.m., he silences his ringing alarm clock. And I decided to give up on the forgotten thing. Oh, no. It's not that at all. It's not him... This is not him... Okay, so I'm gonna get a little bit metaphorical again, because I had thought with him turning the alarm clock off, that would be the forgotten thing. Would be I think what the forgotten thing is referring to is all of the things he's given up for his career, including getting to sleep in a little bit, maybe. Whereas he gets up. He turns off the alarm clock and he starts his day to focus on the everything else. And I imagine this arc as a whole, I don't think the chapter is going to get there, but the arc as a whole might really bring up this idea that Shimada lost something through his career. It's not quite that doesn't really quite seem to gel with Shimada's career as we know it. Though maybe we'll find out some hidden truth he's had all this time. I don't know. Anyway, we see him, washing his face, and he's getting dressed. So cold. He goes to, his laundry. I can't hang these things outside at this point. Oh yeah, with it being as cold as it is, I guess wet clothes would just freeze. It looks awful, but I think they'll dry in here. Pretty sure. And he looks at, his laundry hamper and he sees some socks. I think this is what's his face? Shigeta. Because last we saw Shimada, Shigeta was, constantly... It was at his house, sort of bothering him. And I'm assuming this is Shigeta's... Shigeta accidentally left his socks or something? That little bastard! And we cut to a few hours later with Shigeta. So cold. I can't believe they're spraying water all over the place as part of their debris removal at that construction site. My shoes are sopping wet! Yeah, he's getting snowed on and getting soaked to the bone. Wait, this is a few hours later? This feels like it should be a few hours earlier. This feels like it's the backstory to this sock thing. So it might it might be supposed to be a few hours earlier. Is my guess there. Anyway, Shigeta comes in. Shimada-san, my change of socks. Oh wait, no. This is later. He just left his cleaner socks there, and Shimada's just being nice to him. Yeah, I just dried them outside. And then the doorbell rings. Shimada turns to it. Shigeta tells him, "Oh, great! They're all dried out, huh?" And in comes Kiriyama and Nikaido. Just like, they seem so warm and happy now. I love them. They're great guys. As Kiriyama tells him, "Hello." "Hey, you two must be freezing. Come in. Wow, you sure got a lot." We see they brought food over. It's from the same restaurant we see in the cover of this chapter. Oh wow, these look good. For Odin, huh? The Odin ingredients here are really tasty. They got soup stock too. They're just like gushing over the food. It's March. Even though we just got out of that whole food-based arc, there's always gonna be food here. And Kiriyama tells him, "You're always helping us so much." So Nikaido said, "How about we treat Shimada-san to a nice meal today?" But Nikaido tells him, "No, I think it was you who suggested, Kiriyama." "Oh, come on. You said Shimada-san just had to try this." And Shimada's just sort of like basking in how good his students are to him. At least as long as one of them is not Shigeta, who is, the student that Shimada is much more frustrated with. "You just need to heat it up. It's easy. We bought a lot, so we should have enough for a late night snack, too. So we have our study group meet up for the first time in a while today." Oh, they're all here for of course they're here for the study group. I thought it might just be a coincidence. Shigeta's being an asshole and imposing on Shimada, and Kiriyama, like he always does, and Rei and Nikaido come in just when he happens to be doing that. But nope, the study group is back together. And Shimada tells them, "This is so nice of you. Thank you. This is a real help. You're both so thoughtful. You've really grown into fine young men, you two." And in comparison, and he just points, the arrow points at Shigeta. "Hey, what the heck is this, Shimada-san? My socks are frozen freaking solid." And we see that in his frustration of Shigeta, leaving his socks at his house, we're told that Shimada purposely soaked them in water before leaving them outside to dry, resulting in a sherbet state. And we see Shimada's ignoring him to focus on Rei and Nikaido being sweet to each other. Honestly, and we overhear Rei, "Nikaido, it's okay, I'll carry it. It's alright. You carried it all this way, Kiriyama." But Rei tells him, no can do. Even your doctor warned you to take it easy, remember? You should honestly still be resting, right? Oh, yeah, because it is really, really soon after that match. He's still a little sickly. But Nikaido tells him, "Okay, but if I'm supposed to be resting, who is it that's been hanging around bringing over game records?" "I'm sorry, I was just worried." But Nikaido, now that he's all apologetic, Nikaido gets a little flustered too. "You idiot, I didn't mean it like that. I'm saying that it was fun." And Rei tells him, "I'm glad to hear it. I had fun too. I thought it was lots of fun." And Shimada's just getting a little overwhelmed by the sort of sheer force of niceness the two of them are throwing at each other. And I'm not going to draw too much attention to the blushing there. The blushing is traditionally seen as romantic. I don't think that's Umino's intention here. But there's definitely something. As Shimada notes, "What the hell am I witnessing right now?" And Shigeta tells him, "Yeah, they were like this the whole time that I went to visit him in the hospital, too." Is that so? It seemed like the game the other day might have opened some sort of door. Door? Yeah, a door that says close friend on it. And we see the close friend door, welcoming people into heaven, in Shigeta's fantasy. And the two of them never had friends before. So now they're so happy they turned into elementary schoolers. And they really are just, getting along. I heard from the person at the store that you just put in stuff like pre-boiled daikon radishes and boiled eggs, and heat it up and then let it cool down, and it really makes the flavor permeate. Wow, really? I bought pre-cooked daikon, so I'm sure it'll taste great. They're being March characters. They're gushing about food in particular. As Shimada notes, I see. Hold on. He looks down at Shigeda's feet that he is covered in newspapers in protest to the sock drama. Shigeda, what are those on your feet? Huh? Duh, they're slippers. I did a search for newspapers and slippers because my socks were frozen. And Shimada just tells him, hey, wait, hold on, don't tell me. That newspaper. Oh, god damn it, that's today's newspaper, isn't it? Sangazu no Lion, to be continued. Okay, this was a really cute chapter. I was wrong in my presumption that this chapter would be really dedicated to setting up a big Shimada arc. I think we are still going to be getting a largely Shimada-focused arc. But this chapter was only slightly about that in the very beginning. And then it was largely comedy. And some really fun comedy. Like, I don't know what it is about the newspaper slippers, about Shigeta and Shimada's whole feud, but it gets me every time. Like, Shigeta sees Shimada as, like, this loving, like, senpai, and Shimada is so tired of him. And it's never not funny. It keeps working. It just keeps delivering. No complaints on that little comic bit. But then what else have we got? There's also just Rei and Harunobu being so cute. They're absolutely an adorable little friend pair here. And you love to see it. You know, especially after the sort of, like, emotional fraughtness of their match. As Nikaido's sort of frustrations with Rei had a very distinctive, like, ebb and flow to them, now they've pretty much ebbed away. And they're just buddies, you know. That match, they sort of both of them worked themselves into an exhaustion. Of course, Nikaido more literally, and now they're like best buds, and it's real cute. And the Shimada study group is back, in its most entertaining dynamic. Like, I don't know, just I'm looking at the last page, and the look Shimada gives the slippers is so funny. It's so good. So yeah, it's a sweet chapter. I'm sure it's a harbinger of more emotional material to come, especially if that prologue is anything to go by. But for now, it's some cute, fun times with the Shimada study group, and we can leave all that other stuff for the future. So with that said, I'm going to leave this video off here. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe, or, you know, do whatever makes it happy, you know? And as always, your life is your own, okay? Bye!